episode of Real Life Matters. And of course, I'm your host, DBoss. And I encourage people to go to the channel, the CareVision website, because that's where we're seen in 28 different countries, 12 million daily viewerships. If you have Bell 5, you could see my show and all the other shows on between 10 to 12 a.m. primetime night, 5 days a week. So if you want to go there, you can see it on Bell 5 at channel 658. And also, if you missed any of the past episodes and you didn't get to catch them on the TV, then you can go to my YouTube channel. You could like, subscribe, and share. And that's DBoss Networks. And I'm encouraging people to try out the people that come on the set here today. We interview, go to their events, do their stuff, do your due diligence. They're coming on, they're working hard, they're showing you as business owners or CEOs, a corporation, entertain who they are. So, just take a minute or a second just to go or you could just reach out to them if you're interested in anything in their products and stuff like that. But anyways, over the last few weeks, I've been giving some tips about laughter is healthy for you. So I encourage people to laugh every day. If you don't have anybody to laugh with, you can put on something funny. They even have laughing classes that people can go on. And I didn't even realize that they had that, but they do. And, just release. It brings down your blood pressure. It brings down everything. It heals your body. You feel good about yourself. And it also can tone your abs. I'm not seeing a significant drop in your abs, but it'll keep it there because if you're laughing the right way. But anyways, I have a special guest on here today. And she's got, she got so much stuff that's behind her, and and she's going to be talking in reference to, in reference to healing, and they said with more than half of North Americans living with at least one chronic disease, medical, exercise, and nutrition prescription offer a promising way to explore the optimum lifelong health and well-being. So she's going to be talking to us today about a lot of, what can help you, and we're going to digest her because what happened, we have to go through because she's been in this field for a very, very long time and she's an expert. So with no other further ado, her name is Joanne James. She's the owner and medical exercise director of Vital Steps and MedFit Rehab. So with no further ado, here we go, Joanne.
Hi, everybody. How are you?
We're good. We can't wait to dissect you and break you down and find out all about the stuff so everybody can get, healthy, fit, if they're getting to come back, rehab, to get themselves back into the form, right?
That's my specialties.
And speaking, and sometimes it's hard, to talk to people about fitness and things, because people sometimes they get offended or they feel, oh, you're talking, tell me something about something, and until they realize, until they're really sick, and then that's when they show up at Joanne's door.
Absolutely. I actually, my thing is you can drag a horse to water, but you can't make them drink.
That's correct.
So my job is really to educate and convince them to drink the water through education and knowledge around how to heal their bodies through health and fitness.
So do you incorporate laughter?
Laughter is like, what? It's right up there with the, exercise, sleep, nutrition. Oh, yes. Laughter is number one. In fact, when you gave that tip earlier, I was like, you know what? I think I better put a little more emphasis on laughter in what I do, because it is a key part of being healthy. Yes.
Yeah. And it just releases a lot of stress. And I tell people if they don't have someone to laugh with, they can just watch something funny. You don't have to wait 3 weeks or whatever.
No,
do it every day.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to do it, because being strict and tight, that causes a lot of, people don't realize that it causes a lot of illness. Sometimes it creates things in your body that you have because it's not releasing those endorphins off your body.
Exactly. Well, I've had the privilege of being in this industry for 30 years. And as you mentioned, as the CEO of Vital Steps and MedFit, I've seen a lot, and it's been fascinating watching people's bodies change over the years, because I've had some clients for as long as 25 years. It's been fascinating to see their bodies change, and then see their kids' bodies change, and then see the grandkids coming up. it's you realize how important it is to take care of your health, not at the end. And as you said earlier, it's when people all of a sudden go, uh-oh, there's something wrong. I'm sick. The doctor has said if you don't exercise, if you don't do this, you don't do that, then all of a sudden exercise becomes important and nutrition. But sometimes it can be too late. But some, starting at any time is better than not starting at all.
That's true.
So it's important to quit.
They prolong it to the points that they can't even.
Yeah, that they can't get there. I mean, I'm going to talk about something you probably will date the show, but as you know, Tina Turner passed.
Yes.
And she had kidney issues, and she knew from the beginning, she said 1977, she knew she had high blood pressure. But she said, you know what? I'm bigger and badder than high blood pressure. I can do it on my own. I don't have to do anything about it. And she said
Wow.
at the very end, 2 months before she died, I wish I had done something about it, because, I guess that was part of an indirect result of why she died. She ended up having her kidneys being destroyed and having to be on dialysis every day. And people weren't even aware of that. And when I read that, I went, she's a classic example of, if you don't listen to the messages and the signal that your body is giving you, at some point you will pay for it. At some point.
Right.
You're not going to get away with it. So it's important that we do honor our bodies, respect our bodies, and try to do well by our bodies, because this is all we have to take us until we die.
Right. So here at Real Life Matters, we like to know everybody's cultural background.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not going to get away from it, Joanne.
I'm loud and I'm proud. I'm okay. My background is my parents were from Jamaica.
Okay.
And then I was born here in Canada with my brothers and sisters. So I call myself Jamaican Canadian, Canadian Jamaican. People want to dispute and argue with you. I don't care. This is who I am. I love it. I've had the beauty of having two cultures and growing up in two cultures. And I think getting the best of both. So that is my background.
And you've been to Jamaica?
Yes, not enough times.
Okay.
But I have been to Jamaica several times. But I would like to go more. It's fantastic. That's the only beach I want to go to, is the water.
Yeah.
Is in Jamaica, because the water is hot. The beach is hot. It's just glorious.
Yeah, it's wonderful. You don't have to, and you don't have to worry about people and all the other stuff. You can go. You can go into the sea.
And have a great time. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you about. Okay, so we're gonna. What do you want to talk about first? Vital.
Yeah. You know what I thought? Because sometimes it's great to know a little bit about the person who's working with you. For me, most of my clients I get are mostly by referrals or by medical professionals like doctors, chiropractors, and physiotherapists, because I'm in preventative health as well as chronic illness management. So I graduated from the University of Western. I won't say what year. in
you don't have to say the West. No.
That you're not gonna. I'm not telling you.
Just a short time ago.
Yes, not long ago, and I graduated with a degree in physical education and psychiatry, psychology. Why? Because the two go hand in hand. And over the years, I've worked as a trainer for the government, where I trained hundreds of fitness leaders to become instructors, moved on to teaching a course at George Brown. I became am a medical exercise specialist and a program director for my company, working with people with chronic disease. So as I said, there's two companies that I run. One is MedFit Rehab, and that focuses on chronic disease management using exercise as the form of healing. And so that's more medically based. That's where I get most of my referrals. If you have a problem like hypertension, diabetes, if you've had a heart attack, you've had cancer, you have back issues, you've had surgery on your knees, your shoulders, your back. There's about 65 different illnesses and diseases that I can work with. As a medical exercise specialist, I work with designing very safe prescriptive exercise programs that help the body heal safely, and you don't have to worry about going to a gym or going to a trainer who has no knowledge about medical exercise and chronic disease.
Wow.
So for each disease that's out there, there is a way to exercise to enhance the healing. So when you go to a physiotherapist or a chiropractor, they give you programs. Their job is to bring you up to a place of function. They don't worry about all the other parts of your body, and they only get you up to a point where you can function normally every day. What I do is I take that, I work with the whole body, and then I continue to with the healing of whatever that chronic disease or illness or injury is to get you to a higher fitness level, meaning you don't just function normally. Now you're almost back in with everyone else exercising and not being fearful of being injured. And you've got the right prescriptive program to do that. So exercise is wonderful. Everybody should exercise, but not everybody should do every exercise that they're introduced to
Wow.
because it may be
Okay, so
incorrect for you. Mm-hmm.
okay, so for example, if you could just give okay,
Yes.
if somebody has diabetes, what type of exercise would they do?
So my focus would be on one, making sure that they're at a level where you can actually start to work with them. Because one of the things we do is we customize and personalize that person's program. Because usually when they have diabetes, they have other health issues too.
Okay.
So they don't just have diabetes or just high blood pressure. They might have arthritis. They might have low back pain. They may have had knee replacement. So what I do is I look at the whole body because it's a
Wow.
holistic look. Where do you need strengthening? Where do you need, conditioning? Where do you need flexibility, balance, agility, power? You look at all of these different aspects through an assessment that we do with that person. And
Okay.
then we tailor that program, one, to deal with the diabetes, but any other issues that they have as well. So it's really challenging from that perspective because you always know that when you're working with an individual, you don't want them to get harmed or hurt because
Okay.
of some random exercise that's given to them by someone, and or you want to make sure that you know what you're doing when you're working with them. So if somebody had diabetes, you have to figure out what's their endurance. How long can they go for certain activities before they overdo it? You have to educate them about the importance of exercise and which
Okay.
exercises are more effective and better for them.
Okay.
Um, we know that movement in general is good for them, but sometimes it's better to maybe work on an intermittent basis when you have uh, diabetes than it is to do long term, like long distance movements or long term. It's nice to do sometimes intermittent. So different activities for different kinds of chronic illnesses is
Okay.
sort of the way we go, and it's all about customization and keeping it safe and making it a holistic program for that individual. And
Okay.
that's medical exercise. That is medical exercise training. And that's what MedFit Rehab does. But if you or someone comes into me and they're relatively healthy, they have minimal issues, then they go into our prevention program, which is more generalized programming specific to them. We again, just like chronic illness management, we look at nutrition, stress management, your sleep patterns, and we then start to design from there for that person as well.
Well, that's very different approach because because a lot of people just give the exercise program to every single person with their
Yeah,
body and they don't know exactly. But
absolutely.
with you guys, you're assessing the person, doing a personal assessment on what they need.
Yeah, what they need, what they should be doing, and what they should be avoiding, because not all exercises are for all bodies. So one of the areas that I specialize in medical exercise is osteoporosis, and that's
Okay.
a disease of the bone where the bone becomes brittle
Okay.
for a number of reasons, either from genetics, either from medications that people take for a variety of health issues like a thyroid issue or arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis. Those
Okay.
medications can actually compromise the bone. So somebody might get osteoporosis because of that, or in the smaller visions because they didn't eat properly and they didn't exercise.
Mm,
Sometimes that can actually lead to that as well. There's more to that, but that's just a general statement at this time. So that's sort of what I specialize in, and there are definitely a number of exercises that if you have osteoporosis, you should definitely avoid, period. And those are standard exercises that everybody does. But if
Like
you,
what? Like for instance, like what?
say for instance, some people like to bend down and touch their toes.
Right.
Not a good idea for somebody who has osteoporosis. You may
Wow.
fracture your vertebrae. Twisting actions where you're doing the, those kinds of
Oh,
movements,
you
no.
see?
You could actually potentially fracture as well. High impact, jogging, things like that, depending on your age. Again, if you have osteoporosis, depending on the degree of severity of osteoporosis, again, jogging, high impact activities can increase your risk for fracture. So
Well,
that's what.
I guess somebody that's normal doesn't have the a medical background like you. They would think that touching your toes, that's something you should do when you get
Oh,
up in the morning, and that's what they
absolutely.
tell people that is a regular. But if you have a medical condition, like I just say, like osteoporosis or something else, that's harmful to you. Wow.
Absolutely. Yeah, they should be checking with somebody who has um, a background similar to mine um,
Wow.
before they attempt to do a program. People just join the club and they may or may not get an assessment, and they may be asked to fill out a health questionnaire. If those things aren't being done, then really I would not be recommending that gym or that fitness professional, because those things should be done before you start exercising. Even better yet, clear your exercising with the doctor first,
Okay.
because the doctor is
Well,
the one
some
that's been
doctors are
working with
not
you.
like as thorough as you are
Right.
to say that's okay. Oh, go get some just do some exercise. That's what
Yeah,
they'll just say okay. But your case, when people come and see you, you have to assess, well, what do you have? What kind of ailments do you have? Something like
absolutely.
I remember a lot years ago I did that was that stepping class. You step up.
Yeah, step aerobics.
Yeah. I've never done it after.
And that was it,
I
right?
did a step aerobics, and that's when I was working in a law office and stuff. I came back, and everybody says, "You look, DBoss, you look a little bit sick." I said, "I don't feel well. My abdomen's there hurts." Next thing I said was getting the pain was increasing, and I said, "Okay,
Wow.
well, something's not going on." So I went to the doctor. I had to get my appendix out.
Wow. And that, yeah, maybe the step
I
actually
never did
treated
a
you.
step class
And you
again.
never did it again. Well,
Oh,
I'm not sure if you can blame the step class, but hey,
maybe it
this,
was maybe it was there. Maybe the ailment was
yeah,
there, but then I
yeah, it
said,
could have been
"Wow,
there, or the timing was just as it was. You happened to do a step class that day,
here,
but if you have bad
here
knees,
aggravated the thing."
again, but if you have bad knees, maybe you shouldn't be doing step aerobics. If you
Yeah.
have any kind of knee issue, that should be
Mhm.
cleared first before you attempt a step aerobics class, because you could be doing more damage. So, for the last, 20, 30 years, I've been, working with prevention and working with medical exercise. And our goal is just for people to achieve what is best for them. You can't really compare yourself to other people. And you shouldn't. Nobody should do that. But people
Mhm.
tend to do that and think that they want to look like that person or be able to do what that person does. And it's really about what your body can do based on where you're at physically in your body.
And it just brings me into my mind, like a few people I know are doing those kickboxing classes,
Oh,
and
right.
that and those classes there that they one person said they were skipping for a half hour. It's a 2 hour very intense. And I was thinking, I said, well, did you clear that with your doctor? Did you guys okay to do that? Because I don't think a lot of people will come back, because that may be too rough, or depending on what
Yeah,
conditions they have. Some people can't, some people can't even skip for 5 minutes, so
right.
why you skip
Again,
it?
and you're absolutely
30
correct.
30
Again,
minutes, 30
yeah.
minutes jumping up and down.
Wow.
I don't think
Wow.
so.
Well, my first question would have been is how old was this person? You
Mm-hmm.
know, because that's a high impact type of activity.
Yeah.
And to me, at a certain age group, you shouldn't be doing that. You know,
No.
for women, if you have a weak pelvic floor, then you run the risk of uh, your
Fracturing
pelvic
or
floor,
something.
yeah, dropping, and that creates its own problems. So Yeah, so as you can see, when you have a health issue or some injury, there's a lot more than just going out there and exercising. And you really need to get proper instruction and direction
Right. And it's
when
good
you're
too, the
doing it.
suggestion, like for you saying now suppose, oh, you want to do kickboxing, but then when you weigh against what your medical history is, maybe that's not the type of exercise you should be doing. But
You're
some people
absolutely
don't even
correct.
check. Some people don't even check that, and they just go into
Mhm.
it. Like, what if they
Um,
have, ribs or arthritis
yes,
and they're hitting boxing? Maybe that's something they're not even supposed to be doing like that.
exactly. And so when we're working with them, and because we've assessed them and found out about their history and their background, all in some cases I'll say not an activity for you to be participating in. Oh, but why can't I? Why not? I'll explain. This is the reason why you should not be doing this particular activity, or it needs to be modified in such a way that you can do it. But the question is it worth doing it if you have to modify it that much? So yes, you're absolutely correct there. Sometimes people are doing activities that they should not be doing, and
Hmm.
they need to get some consultation first before they do it, because they may actually injure themselves or re-injure themselves.
And what about if people had, maybe they had C-sections, or things with their issues with their stomach? Because the first thing, because everybody wants to have these
Flat.
abs,
Yes. The six.
ribbed, rib, ribbed abs, and women, sometimes that may be a little difficult to attain those things. And if you have
Yes.
separate, I guess I'm just asking if that's something, that's something too,
Yes.
to straighten
Um,
yourself.
yeah. Again, if somebody had a C-section or had abdominal surgery of any kind,
Hmm.
they have to get clearance. I mean, you've had heart surgery, any kind of uh,
In your
intrusive
torso.
type of surgery, you'd always have to get approval from your doctor before you start exercising, and basically listen to them. I've had people come in to me 6 weeks after they had a cardiac surgery, and I was so totally shocked because they actually lied to me and said that
Oh.
they didn't even tell me. They didn't even tell me about it. It wasn't until they were questioned again when I was doing the assessment, they forgot that they didn't tell me the first time, right?
You
Because
can't forget that. They just wanted to be look like they're healthy.
they were so anxious to get in their exercise because they had this heart problem. And then I shut it down right off the bat, when called their doctor, and the doctor said, under no circumstances any get that person out of your gym at that time. Get them out.
Wow.
They should not be exercising at this time. So I don't know if, sometimes we have, trainers and instructors out there that wouldn't do that. They would work with them anyhow, but then that's a major risk to do that. So
Yeah, and
absolutely.
that's the other thing. They have to be truthful about what really happened to you, so that you know how to, deal with it. You know what I mean? Because then it's
Yes.
it's hazardous to them. Then they're wondering, well, why am I feeling sick? Oh, Dr. Joanne, she put in
Sure.
something, this and that, and then, well,
Mhm.
oh, now it comes up. Oh, you've had urinary tract or kidney problems or something.
Right.
Say,
And
well,
they
you never
didn't say
told me that.
anything. And you can't do much if they don't say anything, but you
Right.
do have to ask the question and get them to fill out the health questionnaires. It is for that person's safety that they have to be truthful when they fill out these forms, because it could cost them dearly in terms of their health, and being and remaining independent. That's one of the beauties of being, of exercising and staying healthy. Is it's not
Mhm.
even about today, it's about long term down the road, your independence. If you, and I say, when I say you, I'm talking to the
Yeah,
general
everybody.
audience.
Yeah.
um, when you think about it, and I've worked with a lot of older adults, and
Mhm.
unfortunately, they need assistance to just get up and sit down, and just to walk from one place to another, or to get into bed and out of bed. And half the time, it's because they're just weak, because
Mm.
they don't exercise or they didn't exercise, and that's
Mhm.
why I'm actually there, is to get them functioning. But the loss of independence is really, it's just frightening. So, one of the things that people can do in order to maintain a level of independence when they become older and not have to go into a nursing home, um, or not have to be dependent on others is, really take care of your health the best way and down the road it'll hopefully pay off, because nothing is promised,
Right.
but at least if you took the time to take care of yourself, you should get a return on it. And I've learned that over the years watching people. I watched the people who took care of themselves lasting longer and doing better than those who didn't. And in the end, people
So
are
what
saying, "Oh, I wish I did."
so what type of stretching, because I always tell everybody, you don't touch your toes when you get up in the morning or stretch. So what type of stretching would you advise someone if they have osteoporosis? What kind of stretching can they do?
So with osteoporosis, it's how they stretch that will make a difference.
Hmm.
They still have to stretch. Everybody has to stretch. It's
Okay.
how you stretch and the type of stretch, or which stretches that you do. So it's always about the way the body is moving, or the angles of the movement. So if I was working with somebody with, and I do work with people with osteoporosis, I'm just telling them, here are the movements that you need to avoid. And then you
Hmm.
just show them. Sometimes they can do some of the regular stretches, but other times they have to just do it slightly differently in order to stretch that particular muscle. It's how you do it that's more important when you have osteoporosis. In most other cases, it's, are you doing it? Most people don't stretch. It's not
Mm.
exciting. It's not sexy. It's kind of boring.
It's true. Let's
It's
just
at
get
the
into the exercise.
Exactly. It's at the beginning of the workout, so I'm in a hurry to get to the workout, so they don't do that
Yeah,
much. And then at the end of the workout, I'm in a hurry. I gotta go. I got stuff to do.
because you got to
I've done
stretch it
enough.
out.
And then they don't spend enough time, which is really actually more important at the end than it is at the beginning.
Okay.
So it's a matter of being educated, because people don't understand. They just don't know. I think when they do know and they find out, they go, oh. And what I've noticed with a lot of people is they go, what I find is that the adherence level is actually much better when they know why they're doing that stretch and how important it is to that joint. Then people go, oh. So one of the things I've been teaching a lot of people is how to stretch
Okay.
before you get out of bed. Before you get out of bed every morning, people. This is, and I have a program for that.
Okay, let me see. Let me see. Tell us one. I know everybody's at home probably going, "My gosh, what, like one."
Oh, here's
Yes,
here's
she
this
will
is
come
this.
back and tell us in an
Oh
episode
yeah, we
about
can we're
that.
gonna we can come back and talk about flexibility. But I think when somebody first wakes up in the morning, everybody
Mhm.
naturally does it, but they don't realize it. And that's your full body stretch, where you reach up as far as you can, but you
Okay.
want to stretch out the legs as far away as you can by pressing through the heels.
Oh,
People do it through the toes, but in actual fact, if they
it's the
push through the
heel.
heels, it's a better stretch. So I
Okay.
go through a whole series of stretches. Now, here's the interesting thing. If somebody has a bad back issue, or a bad knee issue, or a bad hip issue, if they've had hip surgery, hip replacement, or knee replacement, okay, you're going to have to change some of these stretches, because the body won't be able to
Hmm.
do it. And that's where you need to get instruction. But other than that, I can guarantee you, when you get out of that bed, you'll feel like $1,000,000. And you don't need to do it. It depends on the individual. I tend to do about 15 minutes, because I know once I put my foot on that ground, oh my gosh, it just feels so different than when I don't. And every once in a while, for fun, I don't stretch before I get out of bed. And I go, wow, what a difference. Then I go
So
back to
you
bed.
so you recognize the difference right away. So it's not like
Right
you know.
away. Right away.
Well,
You'll know the
we
difference.
gotta come back and do a stretching thing, because I want to do make sure I'm stretching right,
Absolutely.
like all the way up. You said, and your
Yeah,
heels
and
out.
you press the
That
heel away.
people, you're gonna try it at home, and then you're gonna respond back to Joanne James. It's not DBoss, but you can if you want. I can relay the message to her.
Oh, absolutely. People are more than welcome to send me an email, j.james@vitalsteps.com. If it's not up on the screen, I don't know. And or, call Vital Steps. And I'm certainly happy to at least talk to them, because I always consult with people. When people come in, I don't just take them on as a client. No, I have to make sure that we're a right fit. and that they should be exercising at this time. I'll get people that come in and say, I'd like to exercise, and then I find out there's a whole bunch of issues that they have that they need to clear with the doctor first. There's no point in coming in and hurting yourself exercising.
Mhm.
No, why? What a waste of time. And then you're set back.
Right.
So yes, that's one of our goals, is to educate people to the best of our abilities. Because once when you know and you're informed, it makes a big difference.
Well, do you deal with people with disabilities if they're in a wheelchair or something like that?
Yes,
Okay.
definitely. That's part of the chronic illness section. But yes,
Okay.
we work with people who have been blind. We work with
Okay.
the CNIB. Again, as I said, with Osteoporosis Canada, I'm a presenter with Osteoporosis Canada. I actually
Oh,
train the medical health professionals in terms of how to exercise or work with people who have osteoporosis. There's even
okay.
programs out there. So I teach that course on behalf of Osteoporosis Canada.
Oh, you're so
Um,
busy. Oh my God.
yeah, I do,
Woo!
media work. I, I'm, always working. I have, with the programs we offer, because we offer a wide variety of programs. We offer in-home training. We offer on-site training when we open up our facility again. We do it on Zoom. Um, so we work with people on a variety of ways, because we have people that can't leave their homes. And then we
Okay.
have people that they don't have time. They just want to quickly get their workout done. Well, then you might as well do it over Zoom. It's very
Yeah,
quick, as long as
it's
we
true.
got good camera. So we can work with people in a variety of ways that suit their needs. And then we offer a whole group sessions. If you and a bunch of friends want to get together and run a whole Zoom or come in person,
Like a group,
yeah,
your
in
family and
live,
members or
yeah,
something.
we'll
Like,
set that up. If you're an organization or association that wants to run programs on their premises at work, we go and we set that up as well. So we work in a wide variety of environments. And we also have a great health and beauty line called Necessay. It's natural
ooh,
organic products. I mean, it's just um, it's just so incredible for the skin. So our company is involved in a number of areas. One is health, fitness, prevention, and chronic management. That's the area that that's my area. That's my first
okay.
love. And then we have the health and beauty, which is Necessary, which does the beauty products, which is fantastic.
I think
But
I've heard that product before.
yeah,
Maybe I
yeah,
have.
they've been out for probably the last 2-3 years for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we have also a whole
So what is
business.
it? It's all your skin, the face, the
Yes,
hair,
yes.
everything?
Yeah,
Okay.
there's also a hair line that we're actually developing on that as well. And then the
Okay.
other aspect of the business, which a lot of people don't know about, is the area of business, financing, starting up a company. How do you run a company? Do you know that so many people, and I'm going to say yours truly included, when
Okay.
we start a business, we have no clue what we're starting. We really don't. You just don't know until you birth that baby business and it
Yes.
starts making demands on you 24/7. And in business, if you don't take care of business, business doesn't take care of you. So we
It's
have
true.
a division where we actually work with companies that are starting, looking for financing, looking for direction, administration, all of those things. Our job and our goal is to work on the health and the wealth of all people that come in contact with us. Because when I talk about wealth, I'm not just talking about money, I'm talking about health wealth, spiritual
Yes.
wealth, physical wealth, emotional wealth as well. Not just money, money's important,
Hmm.
but so we're quite an extensive company, which at some point down the road, I'm sure we'll have necessary. We have a person that create the
That
creator of
that one can
Necessary.
talk about that or stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she'll be amazing. Gorgeous
She gotta
lady, amazing.
send some of them products over
Absolutely. I'll,
so we
I'll
can
let her
try them
know.
out too.
I'll let her know.
So we
So
can try it out, and when people try out, I try out stuff. People go and buy it.
yeah, well, it's nice to get the samples because it's very, it gives you a chance to try the product and make sure that
Yes.
it fits and it works for your skin. So, um, yeah, I really enjoy what we do because our goal really, again, as I said, is to work on the health and the wealth of individuals and help them optimize both areas. Because as business people like yourself and other people, when you get into business, it's hard to take care of yourself because you're
Yeah.
so wrapped up in the business. And
Yeah.
as I said, business is demanding. It's not easy. When people get into business, they think it's just 9 to 5 and then I go home. Well, if you're a multi-billionaire, it probably can be, but that's not how they got there. They got there by putting in a lot of time and energy into the business, and sometimes at the expense of their own health.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So you explained a couple aspects of the business. So you have anything else that's under your umbrella besides the health and beauty? Uh, okay, you guys do the rehab, the wellness. What else do you have? Do you have some other stuff that you do too?
I guess I'm thinking. Well, we also have a smart city program that we're running where we're helping communities to get fresh water, and there's a whole program
Ooh,
around that. I think that that's something that, um, again, my division is the health and the fitness and the wellness and chronic disease management. But I'm
okay.
hoping that at some point that will be an interesting um, discussion around the smart city and how it can enhance the lives of people within communities that are challenged and don't have fresh water. Um, so that's another aspect of business that we're involved in as well. So
Okay.
yeah, we're a family of companies, and each
Okay.
company has a specialty. And MedFit and Vital Steps is health and wellness, and Necessay is beauty, and then Vital Management is the smart city. So, if you're a business person out there and you need some direction on how to take care of yourself and the business at the same time, then I would suggest definitely give us a call. Um, but also to just keep that in mind that you must take care of yourself, even when it doesn't seem like you have time. Because there's a very interesting quote. If you don't make time for health right now, down the road you will have to make time for illness.
Yeah.
That is just the way it is. And you see people going to the doctor every day of the week, but they didn't have time to do that before. Now they
Okay.
have time to go to the doctor because they're
So they have
ill
to.
and they don't have a choice and they're forced to do that. So even if you're in business, I say make sure you speak to business consultants who can really help to direct your business, and then also somebody in health and fitness and wellness management that can help you in that area so that it supports your business health and wealth.
Well, me, I'm even taking the time now. I'm doing my fitness. I said, well, I put an hour and a half in to do what I got to do. So when I got to work out and stuff, and I take the time because I said no because you're so busy. So I said I had to really think about my schedule, and I said, okay, what time of the day that I can go and I don't
Right.
feel pressured that I can do what I got to do and get back. So I found that spot of time,
Hmm.
so, which is now I'm good with, and this took a little people to adjust. I said no, I'm not available. I'm doing this right now
Thank
because I
you.
work later than a lot of people, maybe yourself too, but I work
Yes.
later hours. But I'm also up early too, like an early, but I work later. So, I had to say, okay, which part of the day then? And I found the part, and that's the part that I take the time to do that workout and just take care of me
Wow,
during
that's
that.
fantastic. Yeah, and that's exactly how it starts. You put yourself first, no
Yeah.
matter what. You make an appointment with yourself like it's a doctor's appointment,
Yes,
and
it's
and you honor that. Now,
yeah, and I
that's the
tell people,
beauty.
look, I'm sorry, I can't talk to you now. I'm
Thank
going to
you.
the gym. I'll speak to you after. You just
Yes.
have to give me that time. And now
Yeah.
people are now kind of like, oh no, we can't call DBoss now because she's in that gym.
Yeah. She's working, she's taking care of herself,
Yeah,
right? And
I used to not do that. I
yeah,
just used to be there, available. I'm there, I'm there, I'm there, and then after a while, you just kind of burn out. You're like, oh my god, I can't be there.
and that's exactly what happens to a lot of business people. And so sometimes we learn the hard way. So what I'm hoping is that those people out there who are new to business, just starting out,
Hmm.
don't let it get to that point. You put yourself first. It doesn't
Right.
matter. I don't care what business you're in. I don't care what bill has to be paid at the end of the month. If you're sick, what is the point?
How the bill going to get paid?
Exactly. And better yet, when you take care of yourself, you can function better. You're more creative. You have more ideas. You can do more. That probably helps to pay the bills at the end of the month. So always put, your health first. That's one of my mottos with my clients. Just put your health first.
And then relax. I have a glass of wine too.
Yeah. And laugh. And laugh. Get a bunch of friends together and laugh. Watch some comedy show. Watch some comedy.
Have some nice wine, sit down with people or whatever with your dinner and just relax and eat good food. Cook your own food.
Yes. Yeah. That would be good to talk about nutrition. We do some nutrition counseling as well. Because that is key. That's a big part. As I said earlier, exercise, nutrition, stress management, sleep is key. And also laughter is a big part of just releasing those endorphins and just putting yourself in a better place. Exercise does the same thing too.
Take a minute to watch a movie or something. That's what I've been doing. Yes, I'm keeping up to date with things. When it's a certain time, you just got to cut off.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we have to learn to put ourselves first and take care of ourselves. That way we can do more and give more to people,
Okay. Yeah. So are there fees? Of course, there are fees associated with coming to you and stuff like that. Or do you take insurance also? Or is it just you got to pay out of pocket?
So there are a number of ways of paying. Obviously, we take the standard credit cards, etc. But we also are working on an insurance program where we will be selling packages. And when I say packages, they'll come with a number of group sessions, also meeting with a physiotherapist and a medical exercise specialist. There'll be some nutritional counseling. It'll be more of a holistic program. And we'll have a variety of packages that people can choose from. And that choice comes after they've had an assessment, because that assessment will determine, okay, really you should be on this program or you should be on that program. And there'll be a variety of programs. There's group training, working with a group of people, working one-on-one, working semi-private. So there'll be a wide variety of programs and packages that people can select, depending on what the needs are and then also what their budget is. We also try to work with people's budgets as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if they first come to you for a consultation, so there's a fee for that when they come, right?
No, in actual fact, not for a consultation. We will certainly sit down and talk to you for 15 or 20 minutes just to get a sense of what is it that you're looking for? What do you want to do? Because as I said, sometimes, we're not going to charge you and then say, oh, by the way, we can't work with you at all because you need to go back to your doctor. So we do try to make sure in that 15 or 20 minutes yes, it's okay. We can work with this person. And we determine that fit and we share some information with that individual who is there for a very specific reason. And then from there, we make some decisions. And then the packages are very affordable in terms of costs. We try to do that because we feel everybody is entitled to be healthy and fit. And we just, again, try to work with their what their budgets can be or will be or could be.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So at least you can work with the people and stuff like that. And they got that 20 minutes, that 15 to 20 minutes free consultation.
Exactly. Yes.
With them. So then, and then after, then you can go into whatever you plan or what you plan, the financial plan. So they'll know by then what they can afford and what they cannot afford.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. So you're obviously going to have to come back again, Joanne. It's so much knowledge that we get. We're like, everybody's like, I want more. I want more. I want more.
Well, there's a lot to talk about because one of the, with the spring and summer coming and, there's things that we can be doing in order to ensure that once the summer rolls in, we're just ready to take off and do even more activities outdoors versus indoors. So there's a lot of ways we can get in shape, stay in shape, and there's just so many things we can talk about. I'm more than happy if people send in questions. I can answer those questions instead, and and give people the answers they're looking for.
All right. So are there any shout outs that you want to give to anybody?
I would give a shout out to my team, Vital Steps and MedFit. They're an awesome group of people that I work with, and my family, of course. They're even more awesome. Um, I've never given a
Supporting
shout
you
out
and
to.
what you do.
Pardon?
Supporting you and what you do.
Oh, absolutely, from day one. So I think a shout out to the team and also to my family, which is also another team. Um, that's my shout out to them, and then to
Jermaine.
everybody that's trying their best to stay healthy and fit. I give a shout out to you too.
Okay. Well, but you're in Toronto, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, well, at least you're in Toronto. So for people but she said that she can do, Zoom calls
Oh
and
yes.
stuff, like, so if you're
I
not
zoom
in that
across
area.
Canada. I zoom across
Ooh,
Canada into the States. Oh, I have
okay.
clients all over the place, and that's fun.
Okay.
So I can work with anybody anywhere, unless they want to come in privately and see me. That's a whole different ballgame.
Okay.
But
They'll have to fly in or something.
yeah, that's up to them. It's up to them.
All right. So if people want to follow you and everything, or your social medias, can you just give the social and your website and stuff so people can connect?
Yeah. So we can excuse me. Yeah, they can connect on vitalsteps.com, and I don't even know all my social media handles to tell you the truth, but if they check out vitalsteps.com on the website, there it's all there.
Okay. All right. So everybody, going to follow. It's been a pleasure having you here today, and and people, you're going to see a lot more of her.
Well, looking forward to it.
So to tell people some stuff, and we got some very good tips today. And who didn't tune in earlier, they could just go to the YouTube channel and look it up at DBoss Networks, and you will see the interview there. But for now, you have to go back. We've got some juicy stuff and things that we wouldn't even think about. You have to do before you start your exercise program.
There you go.
All right. So, anyways, I do want to thank the viewers tonight for tuning in with Real Life Matters here with Joanne. And, if you didn't see it, you missed a great episode. So, I hope you go see it again. So, good night and bye for now.